Welcome back to another great F1 Clash video, and we are talking fastest lap and why it is important this week. And stick around because I've also got the top 5 fastest lap tracks and also the boosts and the setup that you will require. So why is it important? Well, fastest lap can get you P1s, P2s and P3s, and especially if you want to fight for P1, you need to adopt a fastest lap approach. Now, if we look at the tiebreaker in the game for the Grand Prix event, you will notice that if all scores are the same, rule number 4 and 5 come in. So single best lap time out of the current round is the order, and if that is still tied, then it looks at the previous fastest lap in the previous rounds. Now, if you're still tied, you will draw that same position, but that's why fastest lap now, when people are scoring max scores, is so important. So let's get into, first of all, the 5 fastest laps that you need to have a look at. So here we go then, the first track that you need to have a look at. This is the fastest track on the F1 Clash calendar, and it comes from Austria. So you can see a 19.866 is the best time that we've seen, and that is because of boosted inflated parts, but you are looking at a 19.9 for a best time around here at Austria. The boosts that you want to look at, Firework is the key boost for enable you to get that potential fastest lap, and then if you haven't got Firework, you want to look at Voice or maybe even Eclipse. Fastest lap track number 2, so if Austria is not on there, you want to be looking at Mexico, and the fastest lap that we've seen, 22.6, obviously again boosted and inflated parts, but top boost around here is Kauai, and obviously great for the cornering, and it's just that one big straight really that is good for the power boosts. But in this case, Kauai is great here, and if not, you can use boosts like Skull or Firework if you don't have the Kauai boost. Track number 3, third fastest track on the calendar, is Brazil. Now Brazil, very good track indeed. Firework boost is the fastest round here, and then you've got Dead Fast and Eclipse, which are also going to set you in a good position, but if you want the fastest lap, it's got to be Firework. Fastest lap track number 4 comes from Canada and Montreal, and you want to be using Kauai around here because of its cornering and grip, and you've obviously got Voice as a second option, and then also Eclipse that you could use as well. And finally, to round out the top 5, we have Imola, and Kauai features yet again for the top boost for the fastest lap here, and we've also got Dead Fast and Voice, which are both very quick boosts, but the one you want will be Kauai. So let's have a look then what it takes and how to get a fastest lap with the best possible setup. So here is the fastest lap setup. Bit different to your PAGR setup. This is just PAG, Power Aero Grip, regardless of reliability. So you can see, usually we would have True Grit and Mirage, and the reason why we don't is because if we add True Grit, we lose Power, Aero and Grip, and if we put on Mirage, we lose power as well. So that's why we use Claw and Whirlpool. Leviathan, obviously you want level 8. I haven't got it, sadly, but that's the setup you need. If you don't have max Leviathan yet, you can also use Mirage. That will absolutely be fine to use in your race, but that is what you need for top setup. It is PAG, which gives you the fastest car on track. You will get penalised slightly for qualifying position, but this is what you've got to do to get the fastest lap. So let's go into a race and show you when you want to get the fast lap. So let's take you to Austria, the fastest circuit on the calendar, and we're in a low series here just to try and show you the effects of going for a fastest lap. And the key to a fastest lap is to attack from the start, because you don't want any traffic to hinder your progress. So we're going to go Firework and we're going to go Voice, and if you do get a safety car in this race and you come back for softs later on, clear track, you can absolutely go for a fastest lap. But really what you want to do is you want to hammer it from lap 2 when you've got a full clean track ahead of you with no basically obstacles in the way. So we're going to get a decent start, and we're not going to boost start, we're not going to push off too quick at the minute. You might have to get the position you need, but because I'm P1, P2 already, I don't need to. So we're going to come round, and for this purpose, Alonso is going to start to boost very shortly. Now we've got a full track ahead pretty much, so let's boost Fernando, and let's push for a fastest lap attempt. We're not going to push Sainz because I don't want to just completely double stack here. But I could go mediums on Sainz, it doesn't really matter. So Alonso is going to do 2 laps right at the start, and we're going to do 4 altogether. Come back for some softs, and we're going to keep pushing again. But literally, we just want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And Alonso comes round. We're going to push Sainz as well. So usually, the best setup strategy-wise on this track is a 5M for soft with downforce. Beautiful set strategy, so good. But for fastest lap, you can't have that. So we come round, Alonso getting held up, you see there, starting to get held up by back markers, and Sainz comes over the line. Does a 23.3, but that's not going to matter too much. Now we are pushed our tyres right to the limit, but that's okay. That's what comes with it. We're going to be so far ahead with Alonso that it's not going to matter. Now I'm going to get Sainz out of the way because we're on medium tyres. We're not going to go for our fastest lap with him. We are using the best boost already, and sadly we get stuck in the pits a little bit. A little bit of a double stack. That's okay for the purpose of this video. Usually you would do one driver fastest lap, and the other driver would do your standard setup. So we're back out, and that is the fastest lap. When you want to do it, best setup going for you. So use that. The first 4 laps, 2 laps, absolutely crucial. So after that race, we came back and we did a 20.031. That is not a bad time considering where we are. I'm pretty happy with what we did there. But it does show that that is the best time to attack, or if you are later on in the race with a clear track because of a safety car, then you definitely need to have a look at attacking that track or either track. But there you go, 20.03 on that one. Now, it is a luck of the draw. That's one thing that you need to remember. You can do the best setup, the best tyres, and still not do a fast lap like a 19.9, 88.98, whichever it is. So you really need to respect that it is a bit of a lottery when it comes to a fastest lap. But with this setup and this basically car and boost combination, you can get the fastest lap if you do a try. So the last thing to note, just to give you a bit of evidence, you can see in my league at the minute 188 points for the first 3, and they are all settled by the lap time difference, 23.8 and then a 23.9. So that's how the order tends to stack up. One more thing to call out though before we go, and is if in duels for fastest lap. Now if you're not going to win the race, what I recommend is pitting, getting some soft tyres on, and going for the fastest lap. So if you don't quit your races when you lose, you're losing. Get in the pits and get a fastest lap, because you will earn a trophy for the fastest lap. So obviously you can see each race you get 3 for a win and 1 for a loss, but if you get a fastest lap as well, you will get 1 for a loss and 1 for a fastest lap. So that also means you will then get 2 a race instead of 1. I hope that's helped you. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you get more incredible results. Thank you.